Listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to tell you will completely change the way you interpret every season of silence you have ever walked through. My silence is not punishment. My silence is not rejection. My silence is not evidence that I have forgotten you or abandoned you. My silence is strategy. It is one of the most powerful tools I use to position you, protect you, and prepare you for what I am about to release into your life. You have been interpreting my silence as distance, but I have never been closer. You have been reading my quietness as neglect, but I have never been more attentive. You have been viewing my lack of immediate response as rejection, but I have been orchestrating the most intricate, precise, and powerful answer you could ever imagine. My silence is not the absence of action. My silence is the sound of strategic preparation. I know how the silence feels. I know you wake up every morning hoping today will be the day you hear from me. I know you check for signs, search for confirmations, and analyze every circumstance, wondering if it contains a message from me. I know you replay conversations in your mind, looking for clarity I have not yet given. I know you pray with desperation, hoping this time will be different. This time I will answer. This time the silence will break. And when it does not, when the quiet continues, when the heavens seem closed, your heart sinks, your hope wavers, your faith trembles. You begin to question everything. Did I hear you wrong? Did I misunderstand the calling? Was the promise even real? Did I imagine the whole thing? And the longer the silence continues, the louder these questions become, until they are not just questions anymore. They become accusations. Why are you ignoring me? Why are you withholding from me? Why are you making me wait so long? What did I do wrong? Why is everyone else getting their breakthrough while I am still here waiting? But here is what you must understand. Every question you are asking is based on a false assumption. The assumption that my silence means inactivity. The assumption that if you cannot hear me, I am not speaking. The assumption that if you cannot see me moving, I am not working. But nothing could be further from the truth. My silence is not inactivity. My silence is the most active season of my involvement in your life. Because while you hear nothing, I am doing everything. When I go silent in your life, it is because I am moving in dimensions you cannot see with your natural eyes. I am shifting circumstances in realms beyond your perception. I am aligning people, timing, resources, and opportunities in ways that require absolute secrecy until the moment of manifestation. Because if I announced every move I was making, if I revealed every plan I was orchestrating, if I spoke openly about everything I was preparing, the enemy would hear it. Your adversaries would intercept it. Jealousy would attack it. Doubt would corrupt it. And fear would paralyze you before you could receive it. So I keep it silent. I work in the hidden place. I move in the secret realm. I prepare in the shadows. Not because I am hiding from you, but because I am hiding you. I am concealing what I am building in you and for you, so that when the time comes to reveal it, nothing and no one can stop it, sabotage it, or diminish it. You need to understand something fundamental about the way I operate. I do not function according to human logic. I do not move according to earthly patterns. I do not speak according to your timeline. I move strategically, not emotionally. I speak purposefully, not impulsively. And my silence is often the loudest statement I make, because it forces you to trust me without evidence, believe me without confirmation, and follow me without seeing the entire path. This is the essence of faith. Faith is not believing in me when everything is clear. Faith is trusting me when nothing makes sense. Faith is not following me when you can see the destination. Faith is walking with me when the path is hidden and all you have is my promise that I will not let you fall. And my silence is the training ground where true faith is developed, tested, refined, and proven. Let me take you deeper into why my silence is strategic. First, Silence protects the blessing. When I am preparing something significant for your life, I do not announce it prematurely. I do not reveal it before it is ready. I do not expose it to forces that would attempt to destroy it before it reaches full maturity. Every blessing I give carries a weight, and not everyone can handle that weight. Not everyone celebrates your elevation. Not everyone is happy about your breakthrough. Not everyone wants to see you blessed. Think about this. If I told you right now exactly what I am preparing for you, what would you do? You would tell someone. You would share it with a friend. You would announce it to your family. You would post it on social media. And in that moment of excitement, in that rush of anticipation, you would expose what I was protecting. Because the moment you speak it, the moment you announce it, the moment you make it public, you open it to the opinions, doubts, fears, and negativity of everyone who hears it. Some will say it is impossible. Some will say you are not qualified. Some will say you are dreaming too big. Some will say you are being foolish. And those words, though they may seem harmless, carry spiritual weight. They plant seeds of doubt. They create atmospheres of unbelief. They release negative energy that can delay, distort, or even derail what I am trying to build. This is why I keep it silent. This is why I do not tell you everything I am doing. Because you are not yet strong enough to protect it from the voices that would try to kill it before it is born. You are not yet mature enough to guard it from the doubts that would try to suffocate it before it takes root. You are not yet spiritually grounded enough to shield it from the attacks that would come the moment you made it known. So I keep it hidden. I keep it covered. I keep it silent. Not because I do not trust you, but because I am protecting what I am building until it is strong enough to withstand exposure. Until the roots are deep enough that no storm can uproot it. Until the foundation is solid enough that no opposition can shake it. Until the moment is right for it to be revealed with such undeniable power that no voice of doubt can diminish it. There are people who will smile in your face while plotting against your progress. There are individuals who will congratulate you publicly while cursing you privately. There are family members who will celebrate with their lips while resenting you in their hearts. There are friends who will act supportive while secretly hoping you fail. And there are spiritual forces, both seen and unseen, that are waiting for any indication of what I am about to do in your life so they can strategize against it. I see what you cannot see. I hear what you cannot hear. I perceive motives you cannot perceive. And I refuse to give your enemies the information they need to attack what I am preparing. I refuse to expose your blessing to the jealousy that would try to corrupt it. I refuse to reveal my plans to the forces that would try to sabotage them. And I refuse to give them that information. So I keep it silent. I keep it hidden. I keep it covered until the moment it is released with such force, such speed, such divine precision that no opposition can form quickly enough to stop it. Second, silence develops your character. The blessing I am preparing for you requires a certain level of maturity, discipline, humility, and spiritual strength. And those qualities are not developed when everything is easy, comfortable, and instantly gratified. They are forged in the fire of waiting, refined in the pressure of uncertainty, and solidified in the tension of silence. When you do not hear from me, when signs are absent, when confirmation is delayed, you are forced to dig deeper into your relationship with me. You are compelled to seek me not for what I give, but for who I am. You learn to worship me not because of blessings, but because of my faithfulness. Let me explain how this works. When I am speaking constantly, when signs are everywhere, when confirmation is continuous, your faith rests on what you can see, hear, and feel. Your trust is anchored in evidence. Your belief is supported by constant validation. But that kind of faith is shallow. It is dependent on circumstances. It is fragile. And the moment the evidence disappears, the moment the signs stop, the moment the confirmation ceases, that shallow faith collapses. But the faith I need you to have, The faith required for where I am taking you is not dependent on evidence. It is rooted in my character. It is anchored in my nature. It is grounded in the unchanging truth of who I am. And that kind of faith can only be developed in silence, because silence removes all external supports. It strips away all visible confirmations. It eliminates all tangible evidence. And it forces you to trust me based solely on what you know about my character, not what you see in your circumstances. This is why some of you have been in the silence for so long. Not because I am punishing you, but because I am developing in you a level of faith that cannot be shaken by anything. A faith that does not need signs to believe. A faith that does not require evidence to trust. A faith that remains steady when everything around you is falling apart. Because the next level I am taking you to will test your faith in ways you cannot imagine. The doors I am opening will require trust beyond what you have ever exercised. The blessing I am releasing will demand a level of spiritual maturity you do not yet possess. And this transformation is essential. Because if I gave you the blessing before your character was ready to steward it, the blessing would destroy you. If I opened the door before your integrity was strong enough to walk through it with humility, the opportunity would corrupt you. If I released the promise before your faith was mature enough to sustain it, the promise would become a burden instead of a breakthrough. So I use silence to develop in you what the blessing will require from you. The silence is teaching you patience. It is building endurance. It is strengthening your resolve. It is deepening your humility. It is purifying your motives. It is refining your character. And every day you remain faithful in the silence. Every moment you continue to trust when you cannot see. Every prayer you whisper when you hear no response. You are becoming the person who can carry what I am about to give you without it destroying you. Third, silence reveals what is truly inside you. When I am speaking constantly, when signs are frequent, when confirmation is continuous, it is easy to appear faithful. It is easy to seem strong. It is easy to look committed. But when I go silent, when the signs stop, when confirmation ceases, your true nature is exposed. What you do in the silence reveals what you truly believe about me. How you respond when you cannot hear me shows whether your faith is rooted in my character or dependent on my benefits. Do you still trust me when you cannot trace me? Do you still worship me when you cannot feel me? Do you still believe me when you cannot see me? The silence answers these questions, and I need to know the answers before I can release what I have been holding for you, because the next level of blessing requires a deeper level of trust. The coming season requires unshakable faith, and I use silence to reveal whether you possess that faith or whether you still need more development. Fourth, silence protects you from premature exposure. There are levels of anointing, blessing, and influence that you are not yet ready to carry publicly. If I elevated you too soon, if I gave you a platform before your foundation was solid, if I released favor before your humility was secure, you would collapse under the weight of it. The applause would intoxicate you. The attention would distort your identity. The influence would corrupt your motives. And what was meant to be a blessing would become your downfall. So I keep you hidden. I keep you in the silence. I keep you in the wilderness, in the waiting room, in the place where no one sees you, no one celebrates you, and no one recognizes your value. Because I am building something in you that cannot be built in the spotlight. I am forming a foundation that can only be laid in obscurity. I am shaping a character that can only be refined in isolation. And when the foundation is strong enough, when the character is solid enough, when the humility is deep enough, then and only then will I bring you out of the silence and into the season of manifestation. Fifth, silence forces you to listen more carefully. When I speak constantly, you take my voice for granted. When signs are always present, you stop paying attention to them. When confirmation is continuous, you become careless with it. But when I go silent, every whisper becomes precious. Every subtle sign becomes significant. Every slight movement becomes meaningful. You begin to tune your spiritual ears to frequencies you previously ignored. You start noticing details you once overlooked. You become sensitive to my presence in ways you never were before. And this heightened sensitivity is exactly what you need for the next season. Because where I am taking you requires discernment. The doors I am opening require wisdom. The opportunities I am releasing require spiritual alertness. And I use silence to sharpen your senses, refine your perception, and attune your spirit to the subtleties of my guidance. Now let me address the pain of the silence, because I know it hurts. I know it feels like abandonment. I know the waiting is exhausting. I know the uncertainty is overwhelming. I know you have cried out to me and heard nothing in return. I know you have prayed until your words ran dry and still sensed no response. I know you have looked for signs and seen nothing. And I know that in those moments, your heart broke. Your faith wavered. Your hope dimmed. And you wondered if I was even there. But I was there. I am here. I have never left. I have been listening to every prayer, collecting every tear, recording every moment of your faithfulness in the silence. And though you could not hear me, I was speaking over you. Though you could not see me, I was moving around you. Though you could not feel me, I was holding you. Because my presence is not dependent on your perception. My faithfulness is not contingent on your feelings. I am constant even when your emotions are chaotic. I am steady even when your circumstances are unstable. I am near even when you feel far. And here is what you must understand. The silence does not mean I am withholding from you. The silence means I am working for you. Every day you spend in the waiting is a day I am rearranging circumstances, repositioning people, realigning timing, and preparing an answer so complete, so perfect, so powerful, that when it finally comes, you will understand why it could not come any sooner. I am not slow. I am strategic. I am not late. I am precise. I am not distant. I am deliberate. And everything I do, including my silence, is designed to position you for the greatest possible outcome. Not just a good outcome, not just an adequate outcome, but the best outcome. The outcome that blesses you without breaking you. The outcome that elevates you without corrupting you. The outcome that fulfills the promise without compromising your character. So when you feel the weight of my silence, when the waiting feels unbearable, when the darkness feels suffocating, remind yourself of this truth. God's silence is strategy. It is not punishment. It is protection. It is not rejection. It is refinement. It is not abandonment. It is advancement. And the longer the silence, the greater the breakthrough that is coming. Let me give you some practical guidance for navigating the silence. First, do not fill the silence with noise. When I go quiet, do not rush to fill the void with distractions, busyness, or substitutes. Do not run to people for answers I have not yet given. Do not chase after signs when I am asking you to trust without them. Do not seek confirmation from sources that cannot provide it. The silence is an invitation to stillness, to waiting, to resting, to trusting. And if you fill it with noise, you will miss what I am trying to develop in you during this season. Second, use the silence to draw closer to me. The silence is not a barrier between us. It is a doorway into deeper intimacy. When external confirmations are absent, internal communion becomes essential. Spend time in my presence without needing anything from me. Worship me without asking for anything. Seek my face, not just my hand. Let the silence drive you into a relationship with me that is rooted in love, not just in need. Because the people who love me for who I am, not just for what I give, are the people I can trust with the fullness of my blessing. Third, remain faithful in the silence. Your faithfulness when I am quiet is more valuable to me than your praise when I am loud. Anyone can trust me when miracles are happening. Anyone can believe me when signs are everywhere. Anyone can follow me when the path is clear. But the ones who trust me in the silence, who believe me in the darkness, who follow me when they cannot see, those are the ones I am looking for. Those are the ones I promote. Those are the ones I entrust with greater authority, greater influence, greater blessing. Fourth, do not interpret the silence as rejection. I know it feels that way. I know it looks that way. I know every unanswered prayer, every closed door, every delayed breakthrough feels like I am saying no to you, but I am not. I am saying not yet. I am saying wait. I am saying trust me. The silence is not my final answer. It is the pause before the release. It is the inhale before the declaration. It is the preparation before the manifestation. And when the silence breaks, when I finally speak, when the answer finally comes, you will see that my silence was not rejection, but divine strategy, protecting the yes I was preparing all along. Fifth, let the silence build endurance in you. The ability to wait without wavering is a rare and precious quality. Most people give up when they do not see immediate results. Most people quit when the process takes longer than expected. Most people abandon their faith when the silence stretches beyond their comfort. But not you. You are going to endure. You are going to outlast the silence. You are going to remain faithful even when faithfulness feels futile. And that endurance is what qualifies you for the blessing I am about to release. Because the blessing is not just about receiving, it is about sustaining. And only those who endure the silence can sustain the blessing. Now let me tell you what happens when the silence ends. When I finally speak, when the season shifts, when the breakthrough comes, it will not come gradually. It will not come slowly. It will not come partially. It will come suddenly. It will come powerfully. It will come completely. Because I do not do anything halfway. When I move with full force. When I speak, my word carries creative power. When I release abundance. And the reason the breakthrough feels sudden is because it was built in the silence. The foundation was laid when you could not see it. The structure was erected when you could not perceive it. The doors were prepared when you did not know it. And when everything is ready, when the timing is perfect, when you are fully prepared, I release it all at once. And what looked impossible yesterday becomes inevitable today. What felt delayed for years manifests in a moment. What seemed like it would never happen suddenly becomes your reality. This is how I work. I build in secret. I prepare in silence. I move in the hidden place. And then I reveal with power. This is my strategy. This is my pattern. This is my way. And if you will trust my silence, if you will endure the waiting, if you will remain faithful in the darkness, you will witness the breakthrough that makes every moment of silence worth it. Let me show you something else about the silence. The silence is not just for you. It is also for those who are watching you. There are people observing your life right now. They see you waiting. They see you believing. They see you trusting. And they are wondering if your faith is real. They are questioning if your God is real. They are watching to see if you will break, if you will quit, if you will give up when the silence stretches long. And when you stand firm, when you remain faithful, when you keep trusting even when you cannot see, you become a living testimony. You become proof that I am real, that I am faithful, that I am worth trusting even in the silence. And when I finally answer, when the breakthrough comes, when the promise is fulfilled, those same people who watched you struggle will witness your elevation. And your story will become the evidence they need to believe that I am who I say I am. So your silence is not just about you. It is about everyone who will be impacted by your testimony. It is about every person who will be strengthened by your story. It is about every soul who will come to faith because they saw you endure and then watched me deliver. Your silence has a purpose that extends far beyond your personal blessing. It is a strategic tool I am using to demonstrate my faithfulness to a generation that desperately needs to see it. Let me show you something else about the silence. The silence is not just for you. It is also for those who are watching you. There are people observing your life right now. They see you waiting. They see you believing. They see you trusting. And they are wondering if your faith is real. They are questioning if your God is real. They are watching to see if you will break, if you will quit, if you will give up when the silence stretches long. And when you stand firm, when you remain faithful, when you keep trusting even when you cannot see, you become a living testimony. You become proof that I am real, that I am faithful, that I am worth trusting even in the silence. And when I finally answer, when the breakthrough comes, when the promise is fulfilled, those same people who watched you struggle will witness your elevation, and your story will become the evidence they need to believe that I am who I say I am. So your silence is not just about you. It is about everyone who will be impacted by your testimony. It is about every person who will be strengthened by your story. It is about every soul who will come to faith because they saw you endure and then watched me deliver. Your silence has a purpose that extends far beyond your personal blessing. It is a strategic tool I am using to demonstrate my faithfulness to a generation that desperately needs to see it. Think about this. There are people in your life right now who are on the edge of giving up. They are about to quit their faith because they do not see me moving. They are about to abandon their calling because they do not hear me speaking. They are about to walk away from everything I promised them because the silence has become too heavy. But they are watching you. And if you hold on, if you endure, if you remain faithful until the breakthrough comes, your testimony will be the very thing that keeps them from giving up. Your story will be the proof they need that I am still faithful. Your breakthrough will be the evidence they need that waiting on me is always worth it. This is the power of a tested testimony. Anyone can praise me when things are easy. Anyone can worship me when blessings are flowing. Anyone can trust me when signs are everywhere. But when someone continues to praise me in the silence, continues to worship me in the darkness, continues to trust me when nothing makes sense, that testimony carries weight. That story has power. That life becomes a weapon against doubt, against fear, against unbelief. And here is my final word to you. The silence will not last forever. It is temporary. It is seasonal. It is purposeful, but not permanent. There is a breaking point. There is a moment when I will speak again. There is a time when the waiting will end and the manifestation will begin. And when that moment comes, you will understand why it had to be this way. You will see that the silence was not cruelty, but kindness. You will realize that the delay was not denial, but development. You will recognize that the waiting was not wasted, but invested in the greatest breakthrough you have ever experienced. So hold on. Do not give up. Do not let go. Do not stop believing. The silence is strategy, and the strategy is working. I am positioning you. I am protecting you. I am preparing you. And when the time is right, when everything is aligned, when you are fully ready, I will break the silence with a word so powerful, so clear, so undeniable, that it will silence every doubt, answer every question, and fulfill every promise I ever made to you. Trust my silence. It is not your enemy. It is your advantage. It is not your obstacle. It is your opportunity. It is not your problem. It is my plan. And my plan is always for your good.